Hello Helldivers and welcome to another Helldivers 2 News and Leaks video. Today we have a whole bunch of stuff, but mostly we're going to be talking about the Illuminate and when are they gonna come, because trust me, it's about to be really soon. Also, we have a giveaway for this channel because we reached over 1,500 subscribers. But before we get to that and everything else, make sure you hit the like and subscribe to my channel. Now let's go! And of course, before we get to the leaks, let's get to the Reddit stuff and the news and whatever else. So first things first, the community has been livid because of the last patch. I can kind of see why, but also, you know, we are kinda used to it at this point. It got to the point where it's so bad that the Reddit now has a rants and vent mega thread, which is kind of ridiculous. Guys, let's calm down on the crying. And look, I will be giving you my opinion whenever a new patch comes out because, well, I'm a YouTuber, that's kind of my job at this point. But at the end of the day, let's keep it positive and let's just play the freaking game because that's what games are for. And the one thing I am going to say about this patch is that now the Plasma Punisher is actually much more usable, and I would definitely tell you, you should go and try it out. There was also a recent announcement from Spitz in the Discord. The teams have been hard at work testing a number of community issues today, mainly focused on the changes to ricochets and shrapnel. In response to a previous post on Reddit, we looked into the possibility of rockets and other explosives being affected by ricochets. This has since been debunked by the community, but nonetheless, our Ministry of Defense team also ran a number of tests today and confirmed that rockets and explosives are not ricocheting. However, we have noticed another issue through these posts and community feedback that has identified the possibility for shots from the R-36 Eruptor to explode and rebound shrapnel at the shooter, which has a high enough damage value to instantly kill the player. To prevent this, we are looking to completely remove the shrapnel effect from the Eruptor, but will be increasing its damage as a result. This should make it less lethal to the user, but just as powerful against enemies. It should maintain its destructive power as it's still classed as explosive. It will not lose the ability to break objects, close holes, destroy fabricators, etc. This will overall be a buff to the weapon, as the random shrapnel played an almost negligible part to the damage and power it dealt. It will still deal both impact and AoE damage, and both of these damage values will be increased to make it just as powerful and more consistent. I will continue onwards with the post because there's still a bunch of info in it, but right now I just wanted to say that the Eruptor does kind of maybe need a damage buff, considering that they decreased the mags by half. So overall, if this works the way Spitz tells us it's going to work, and I no longer trust Spitz because last time he said we're going to get 22 buffs, and in reality we got like a whole lot of nerfs, but if it does end up working the way he described, the Eruptor will continue to be a very good gun, and it will continue to be a very good choice for most of your encounters. So let's continue onwards with the post. Currently, with the systems in place, only small arms should be able to ricochet on armor. If you see an explosive VFX at the point of impact, the projectile is not causing a ricochet, as explosion effects are not triggered when ricochet occurs. Shrapnel, however, can still explode outwards from the point of impact and kill the player. And now we have a much better understanding of how shrapnel works in the game and how the ricochet works in the game, and I just wanted to ask, what do you guys think about these ricochet changes? I'm kind of half and half on them. I thought the idea of Helldivers 2 is to be realistic, but it's not very realistic for you to shoot a bullet and for it to magically just hit you back. Life just doesn't work that way, neither do ricochets as a whole. You need to make a perfect shot with the intention of the bullet coming back at you for this to actually happen in real life. So what do you guys think? Tell me about it in the comments. And surprisingly enough, or maybe not even surprising for me at this point, we have a new patch which came out exactly as I'm recording this. For this patch we have addressed some crashes as well as performance improvements following the decline from the last patch. So this is gonna be very quick, but fixes. Fix for a crash that could occur during the post-mission end screen. Fix for a crash which could occur when destroying automaton tanks. Oh my god, I didn't even know that could happen. Obviously, Arrowhead are working very hard and very diligently on this, and I gotta be honest, I did notice slight performance decreases after the patch, so we'll see how it is in game after I update it. Before we move on to the leaks, I have a couple of things from Reddit which I thought were really good discussion points, so let's get to them real quick. If the devs want more weapons to be picked, they need to give us more ways to kill heavily armored enemies. Stratagems are too slow to rely on in higher difficulties, so that leads to being required to bring anti-tank weapons as your supports. If you're using anything other than this at higher difficulties, you're either playing in a pre-made team that you can rely on, or you're depending on randoms to do it for you. The problem is that there's no weapons other than anti-tank weapons that can strip armor off of heavily armored enemies. If we had a mechanic that could expose more weak spots, then we could see other weapons start to surface as alternatives. The bugs have some of this functionality already, but it's too specific and still mostly requires anti-tank weapons to even strip armor off in the first place. This is absolutely an interesting discussion, and a lot of the posts I'm going to feature today are talking about this, so what do you guys think about it? I do think the poster is correct, because if you don't bring an EAT or a Quasar Cannon or something like this, you're basically throwing the match. And if you're bringing the support stratagems, they lock your other choices, so yeah, it's kind of making the meta a little bit stale. This is going to be a short one, but I think it was absolutely awesome as an idea. Laser beam weapons like the Scythe Dagger and Laser Cannon should get increased damage and penetration the hotter they get. That would be a sick mechanic. And yeah, I 100% agree, that would make these weapons so much more fun. And then we have a really long post from Proxy Damage. The constant balance anger has less to do with balance than it does with the bigger design issue of elite units at higher difficulties. And since this is a super long post, make sure you go and read it. I'll post it in the sources section in the description of this video, but I'll read you the beginning. Hot take. What's making the majority of people in general angry with these nerfs isn't that they dearly adore the railgun specifically, or that the Quasar Cannon is their BFF. It's not even the difficulty per se, it's the bigger core issue of encounter design and elite armored units at higher difficulties. And this is a really long post and we gotta get to those leaks already, so make sure you go and read it because it's actually a very interesting read. And before we move on to the leaks, I just wanted to show you what the giveaway is for right now, and it's for this really dope as heck coaster that I wanted to give to one of you guys. In order for you to enter into the giveaway, you only need to do two things. One, you need to be subscribed to my channel, and two, you need to comment a yellow heart under this video. I will do this for all of the videos in this week, and I'll pick one of the winners from the comments. And look, I know you're here for the leaks, so let's get right into it, but if you actually don't want to get spoiled, this is your official spoiler warning. And if you're going to leave the video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe to my channel. Are we good? We're good, let's go! And of course, as with all of my other League videos and pretty much all my other videos, everything that comes from Reddit or from a more legit site, you will see in the sources section. If something comes from a Discord channel or from a website which is a little bit dodgy, of course I'm not going to post the link for obvious reasons. And today I have so many leaks for you that this is going to turn out to be a long video. So first things first, we have the Cyberstan planet banner, which seems to be another snowy planet with nothing there, so we're not gonna get to fight in a city anytime soon. Then we have the Meridia Super Colony planet banner, which seems to be a more foresty area, and yeah, pretty much the same thing, nothing new here. But here comes the interesting part, and what is really important about the Illuminate coming and why I think the Illuminate are going to come in the next week or two. We had lore predictions in the Helldivers League subreddit, and they have been on point ever since they came out about a month ago, where the TCS goes wrong, the bugs mutate and they spawn 20 times more, we have an order to deactivate the TCS, the automatons invade Cyberstan, we ignore the TCS and fight the bots, and the Terminate Super Colony on Meridia happens. We are currently at the Terminate Super Colony on Meridia, or we're pretty much there. So we need to complete this current major order where we turn off the TCS, and then the Super Earth Armed Forces will try to create a new weapon from Illuminate technology. From then on, we either manage to destroy Meridia, which deploys the Dark Fluid weapon, a big black hole eats Meridia and the super colony is destroyed, or we cannot destroy Meridia, a small black hole kills 12 on Moradesh, a big black hole eats Moradesh, our Dark Fluid production is gone and the super colony still exists. In both cases, some weird space-time stuff happens and the Illuminate activity gets detected, Illuminate mind control and infiltrate starts, and then Illuminate attack. And we get new weapons and mission types, which is awesome. All of this goes hand in hand with 1. The position we are at currently in the game, and 2. Our next leak, which comes from a very good friend of the channel, Iron Sights, and it's a Dark Fluid containment device, which is an objective, and it's pretty much what we are going to use to try and destroy Meridia. And next we have another leak from the GOAT Iron Sights, and it's an exploding planet which goes hand in hand with all of the other leaks we've discussed previously. We also have a great look of what the Meridia super colony will look like in game, and it's very toxic and very scary. Still kind of a grassy planet, so nothing we haven't seen before, but it has its charms. And finally we have a look at the next Warbond, Polar Patriots, which came a little bit as a surprise for me because I did think we were going to get the Primal Warbond next, but I guess that's going to come out in the future. Interestingly enough, I have leaked all of these armors previously on my channel, and I'll post a link for it in the description of this video, so go ahead and check it out. And we're going to finish with 3 news broadcasts that have been leaked, so make sure you stay for that. But other than this has been the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.
Freedom's greetings. I'm your host, Coretta Kelly. Today, the Dark Fluid Research Facility on Meridia went into emergency shutdown, following what officials are describing as, quote, a close call. According to reports, the volatile exotic materials suddenly collapsed into a micro-black hole that spaghettified 12 facility members before evaporating. Production of weaponized dark fluid is scheduled to resume tomorrow, with no shortfalls projected in support of the ongoing operation to destroy the Terminid supercolony. That's Liberty's latest. I'm Coretta Kelly. Freedom's greetings. I'm your host, Coretta Kelly. Today, spontaneous military parades broke out across the galaxy, celebrating the destruction of the Meridian supercolony. Thanks to the courageous efforts of the Helldivers, the planet Meridia was successfully collapsed into a black hole, destroying the supercolony and its mutated strain of Terminids. Concerns of unforeseeable impacts from the use of dark fluid have proved largely unfounded, experts say, with only minor space-time distortions observed in the areas surrounding the singularity. Terminid spread has been vastly reduced following the planet's destruction, and efforts are now underway to develop a new and improved termicide formula. Looking ahead, the Helldivers are also preparing to mount a counterattack against the automatons. That's Liberty's latest. I'm Coretta Kelly. Good afternoon. Today, millions of citizens across the galaxy attended processions in memoriam for those lost in the Meridia dark fluid incident. As most viewers are likely aware, the planet of Meridia was collapsed into a singularity following a disastrous meltdown at the Dark Fluid Research Facility. First responders continue to search for survivors, but due to the effects of time dilation, any escapees are unlikely to be found for at least 100 years. While investigators look into the cause of the incident, Helldivers continue to defend against the Terminid onslaught from the Meridian supercolony after efforts to destroy it failed last week. Meanwhile, scientists are working to develop a new and improved termicide formula, giving hope for relief as the automatons also continue to advance. That's Liberty's latest. I'm Coretta Kelly.